side where I can actually see what I'm doing. It's so pleasant. Went out to Bill Smith's Motors today. A little bit more expensive than eBay or some other providers, but I've got a receipt and everything, so if something goes wrong with the parts, I can take them straight back and demand a refund. So I suppose there is that going for it. So yeah. That was dodgy. You could almost call this a video response, I suppose, to Skeggy, Squeak and a few others. As much as I love the old BMWs, and I would have one if I could afford one, if I could afford one, I'd have one. But I did a lot of research on the bikes in question, and I'll go into a bit more detail in a sec. Windy! God damn! But an original BMW R75 or R72 World War II pattern, or shortly thereafter, before they got changed to the race fairing or just the road friendly type with the 2 seats, they go for approximately anywhere between £15,000 to £35,000. Unless I win a lotto, not a fucking hope in hell. If anyone knows of a shop or a company that makes bikes like that, then let me know. The only ones I've been able to find that are of any reasonable stockist and parts availability are Royal Enfield, which have got a shop up in the Wirral, not too far from me. Their bikes, which would be the classic military, which goes for approximately £5,500 to £6,000. Triumph, again, a bit more expensive than the Royal Enfield, and they don't do so much of a military version, it's more of just an old style cruiser. And I'm not so up on the Russian or French bikes, but that's about it really for them style, you know, the old military bikes. I will be putting pictures in of the ones I've seen. I mean, the Royal Enfield, they do two with the military types. There's the desert version and then there's the army version. And you know, you get the option to have the upswept exhaust rather than the straight, and probably other little things you can choose to have on and off them. But they don't have like the mounts like the old bikes used to, you know, for the luggage and stuff. It's more of a... it's hard to say. They just leave off what the military would put on for carrying stuff. It's more of a fashion statement more than anything, you know. Look, I'm riding a military bike, but it's not really a functional military bike. It's more of a, I look like a military bike, but I'm not. So, although I'm tempted, and I'm nowhere near that. I mean, let's talk the progression of the next 1.5 to 2 years. Let's say that's the time frame. The order of things I want to get done goes house, marriage to my good lady, and then finally it goes back to bikes, because yeah, and I can't at the moment or in the immediate future warrant spending any kind of money on a bike except to keep this one running. I think it'd be wrong of me to suddenly just say, oh yeah, you know that marriage we were planning, well I'm actually going to go out and buy a motorbike. Good luck though. I don't think I could do that to her. I love her to bits and I want to marry her, so that's my plan. House, marriage, then the bike. I mean, once I'm settled in the home and everything's working well, and if I can afford it, I would get one on finance. I'd rather buy it outright rather than not having to pay through the nose. But it's all a wait and see game at the moment. I've got the next 1.5 to 2 years of utter hell trying to save money for a house deposit. So for the immediate future, there is no plans to change bike. It's Brit Ninja 88 all the way, and I don't think I'll change the name, to be honest, because I didn't choose the Ninja part for the bike's sake. I chose the Ninja part because I'm a sneaky little bugger. Sometimes, other times I come in like an elephant, you know, brah, 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 whatever. But yeah, I just prefer that style of bike, to be honest. But I don't want to buy one just because it looks like one of them bikes. I want to buy one because it is one of them bikes, because it is a functional load carrying system. It is a functional on and off-roader. You know, you don't want a bike that you're going to think is going to be like that and looks like it should be, but in actuality isn't. I would actually despise the machine. I want something that is what it's supposed to be. Functional and beautiful, which is what the old military bikes were. Well, I've ranted on about that for quite a while.